Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Wrestling for Life Network. It's Wednesday, so you know what that means. A little bit of AEW tonight. Lots to talk about, lots to get into. Should be a crazy Dynamite. We're heading towards Dynasty. Lots going on in the wrestling world, folks. So make sure you hit like, share, subscribe. Be a friend, tell a friend, and make sure you strap in, strap on, grab your snacks, grab your feel good, and let's go. Ding, ding, ding. We are live and back at it again, folks. Like I said, we are the Wrestling for Life Network. This is another live stream, and we bring you AEW Dynamite tonight. Hope everyone out there is happy, healthy, safe. You're doing good. You're feeling good. You put Hump Day in the books. Friday Junior tomorrow. And then, of course, the weekend is upon us. And it's Easter for some out there. So, we're early. We're getting ready. But before we get there, we got Dynamite tonight. Lots to talk about. Lots to get into. The return of Will Ospreay. So much more going on this card. Lots to talk about. We get a trios match coming up. We get a contract signing, and we're getting ready for Dynasty. We're building towards Dynasty. We'll see how that shapes up tonight. As always, Wednesday, lots of hope, lots of excitement, lots of, please, Tony, get this one right. The last couple weeks been a little rough with Dynamite. We will see if there's a bounce back week here. Try and build up the excitement for their pay-per-view, but we're going to talk about it, folks. We're going to be here all night long. We're going to talk about it. Big shout out to Big Nick. Big shout out to Anthony. Hope the gentlemen are doing well. Big shout out to our buddy Geekbox, who made a nice little video package for us. That is up on our socials, so go check that out. But big shout out to the whole family. I see that chat blowing up. I will say hello momentarily, and we will see what's on your wrestling mind. As I always say, don't be quiet. Don't be shy. Get in there. Talk to us. Let us know what's going on. Even if we disagree, it's always fun to have a little banter. But who will you be bantering with tonight? That is me, myself. I am Mr. Every Night KJ White, the Iron Man of YouTube. Happy to be back at it again, folks, and I hope you are doing well. But, as I said, lots going on the card here tonight. The contract signing, Kenny Omega and MJF. Dun, dun, dun. This one's going to be big pop for Kenny's expected in Winnipeg. We're going to talk more about Winnipeg in a moment. Again, trios match as we get the Brawling Birds with good old Mina taking on the Twisted Sisters. Again, this one a little interesting, but we will see how it shapes up. Ricochet in action with GOA, and then Brody King teaming up with Jack Perry and Kenny. So Kenny kind of doing double duty on this one. And then of course Pac, Ospreay, everyone's kind of looking forward to this one. Everyone kind of talking about it, buzzing about it. Is it the right choice to bring Ospreay back in a match? I know we talked about his last one, but a match of this magnitude, should it be on Dynamite a couple weeks before the pay-per-view? Is this going to take away from Moxley Ospreay? Because there's no way that Moxley Ospreay can live up to Pac Ospreay. I just don't think it's possible. I think it's highly unlikely. So I'm a little concerned. But that being said, I'm sure there's more going to be added to this card. We will talk about a lot of things. I know someone put out there Orange Cassidy versus Minoru Suzuki. Ha, ha, ha. But that's not happening. But yeah, lots going on in the AEW world. Lots of buzz, lots of backstage stuff. Willie Max mad. We're going to talk about that as well. We also might mention the fact that we are in Winnipeg. Lots of buzz, lots of talk. Could Chris Jericho return tonight? Can Mercedes Moné return tonight? That has nothing to do with Winnipeg, but could she? But Jericho, Winnipeg boy, he recently trademarked. What did he trademark? The Cornerstone. What do you think? Is tonight the night Jericho comes back? And now here's a couple other questions that go with Jericho. One, if Jericho just shows up in AEW tonight, is that a letdown? Is that a little bit like, oh man, we thought he was going elsewhere? Or the other side of the coin, Are there people who rode Jericho off, said he was useless? He's washed up. We don't need him. We don't want him. Does that tune now change? If he ends up going back, when people heard the rumor that Jericho was leaving or going to go to the WWE, blah, 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 a lot of fans turned on him. A lot of the sickos said, forget that guy. So that becomes the question. If he returns, do they change their tune? Do they have a difference of opinion? Does it matter? I don't know. Does it make an impact? Is it a big boom? Did they set this up that, okay, we'll bring Jericho back in Winnipeg to hopefully enhance a pop? Will he get the same pop when they go back to the US? Very interesting. We will find out. We will talk about it, folks. Again, lots of buzz, lots of things going on. Pay-per-views left, right, and center. More cards being announced. Our page filling up with future shows as we got a busy week heading all the way into Stand and Deliver this weekend. We got Rebellion coming up, Dynasty coming up, Mania coming up. We're doing House of Glory. We got Bloodsport. We watch more live wrestling than anybody else out there, and happy to be doing it. So, without further ado, shout out to Spaz, Jose, and Mega, top 3 from last night. Congrats to you, gents. That is your XP points. That is your chat points. The more you chat, the more points you get. Super chat, super stickers get you a bonus, so make sure you get those bonuses. Use those super chats and stickers and climb to the top of the charts. Spaz back on top after a couple days where Geekbox stole his spot. But get in there. Let me know. With all that being said, how do you forget what you're saying while you're saying it? With all that being said, Zach is first in the chat again. International Fun at Work Day. Yeah, some people might have so much fun at work today that they no longer have a job, but hey, I hope everyone had a good time. But welcome back, Zach. Jason, on April 1st, 2003, the White Stripes released the album Elephant with the song Seven Nation Army. Good one. Absolutely. And how much has that song been used since then? It's insane. Great jam. Great album. Looking forward to Will Ospreay Pac. I think we all are. Damien, the leader of the Hopium tribe. Welcome back, sir. But yeah, I think we're all looking forward to this one. I think it should be exciting. I think it should be fun. It's a high-level match. It's a pay-per-view level match. We talked about, Ospreay being in a bit of a throwaway match, and that was probably not the best of choices. I don't know if this match makes sense here for me. I'd rather build the story, build the angle, build the animosity between Moxley and Ospreay. I think having an amazing match with Pac tonight and then fighting Moxley on the weekend, all everyone's going to remember is how good this match was and how not as good that match is going to be. Tonight could be the return of Chris Jericho. Now, let me know in the chat. Actually, I'm going to put a poll up for everybody as you're here. Let's go with Will Jericho. Let's start with Will Jericho. Return tonight. You guys can let me know what you think. Then maybe I'll follow that up with, are we happy about Jericho returning? If Jericho returns, does it matter? Has his time in AEW passed him by? Is he going to feel out of place kind of the way Britt Baker felt when she returned? What's up, Eric? How you doing, buddy? Welcome back. Can't wait for both Mr. and Mrs. Ospreay, Will and Alex Windsor, in action tonight. And happy birthday to Randy Orton. And the voices in his head are singing to him already. Yeah, he gets multiple birthday wishes just from inside his head alone. And again, a lot of people, my buddy Nick, thinks that Randy might not be talking to anybody, that somebody's going to get their hands on that phone and there's going to be no voices but the ones in Randy's head. So that is an interesting theory. Many have moved into the idea that maybe it's Vince McMahon, just maybe. I don't see it. I can't believe it. I would be dumbfounded. What are we doing? But we will see. Happy birthday, Randy Orton, for sure. Maybe you celebrate that birthday a little late with a new world title. What's up, Clay? Welcome back, sir. Kevin, good to see you. Welcome. Don't forget to hit the like, share, and subscribe, as well as the reaction buttons, folks. It does the algorithm wonders. Happy International Too Much Fun at Work Day and get fired. Exactly, C-Money. I'm with you. I get it, right? Be careful. Try not to have too much footwork. They don't like it. Unless you do something like this. Then we have all the fun. I'm predicting the return of Mercedes Moné confronts champion Thekla. I hope not. Damien, I hope not. Right now, Thekla's on fire. I like Thekla a lot. To me, she's been the most relevant, most interesting champion in a hot minute. No offense to Stat, but I like this. I like what Thekla's doing. I like when they give Thekla a microphone. The lady has personality. She has an attitude. She has a chip on her shoulder. Her with Julia and Sky works really well. If Monet comes back just to get that belt off Thekla, what are we going to sell us on? Mercedes the babyface? Mercedes is worse as a babyface. If you make Mercedes a babyface, she is going to be even more hard to listen to, even harder to fucking tolerate. She'll sound more pretentious, more fake, and a heel trying to pretend to be nice. So I don't know. Now Thekla again been solid. I don't want Mercedes anywhere near Thekla. Happy birthday to Lana Cross. Shout out, shout out. Happy April Fool's Day. I admit, I had some plans, I had some thoughts of what I could do here today, but me and the Duchess agreed. No bullshit. Every year I like to fuck around, and I'm very big into pranks and popping out of places and causing trouble. And I had to promise I'd behave this one. So what I do find super annoying about April Fool's Day at this point, though, is just like every second, third post now all day long. Hey, this is happening. Psych! This is happening. Uh-huh. Like, oh, okay. I get it. Uh-huh. All right. AEW has announced Spring Breakthrough. Oh, by the way, welcome, Larry. AEW has announced Spring Breakthrough. Yes, so April 15th, we will be here live for Dynamite. I do believe tomorrow there's a Collision, so I'm sure the boys will keep one eye on Collision as they're watching TNA as well. But we're definitely going to be here for Spring Breakthrough April 15th. So like I said, we got busy times coming up. April is packed. I think we're on every day but like 2 or 3 in April. And then May is still semi-busy. So stay tuned. And if you have friends that like wrestling, even if they don't, they just like cool guys, send them over this way. We would love to hang out. Rodin, it's Saturday, and you don't know what that means. Not at all. What is happening? There you go. It's actually Wednesday. Da-da-da-da. What's up, Mega? How you doing? How you doing? Ronan, our current predictions champion. The predictions link will be up very soon. Paul, how you doing? How you doing? Welcome back, Paul. Jose Rodriguez. Brandon, good to see you. Always a pleasure. Sean Reed in the house. So I'm getting the reminder as here comes Dynamite. Remember, folks, I will say hello to everybody. I'm always a little behind in the chat on a Wednesday, but I'll click on just about as many as I can. Keep it coming. Let me know how you're feeling. And if you want to sync up, I got the crowd view and the graphic, Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. And I believe Tony's in the ring already. But let's go. Let's go. So we are kicking off the show, and we've already had a flub. I don't know what the hell Tony was thinking. But, yo. Are they playing an April Fool's on Tony? Is that what's happening here? The crowd is loud in Winnipeg. The Peggers have come to chant and cheer. There he is. He's back. They fucked it up, I think, though. But Jericho is back. Did you miss him? Did you miss him? The answer is yes. No. At least I have something else to complain about, not just Moxley. Ladies and gentlemen, we got Jericho. It's an April Fool's. I'm still waiting. We got to see him. There he is. There he is. April Fool's might have been better. Now, it wasn't my imagination, folks. That was a little like the pyro went off, and then Tony talked, and then more pyro went off. I don't I don't hear a lot of singing. There is a lot of pyro. Oh, there is some singing. That chubby knucker. They have the talent to make the show great every week. In my opinion, smash the like button. Let's go. I agree, Sean. There's no excuses. I don't know how Jericho fits right now, but enough people are singing. Oh, look. Is that his dad? I think he said the wrong words. They zoomed in on a fan singing the words wrong. Ronan, in the official rules of April Fool's Day, you're not allowed to do an April Fool's joke afternoon. I like that. Jason, let's go. What's up, Jason? Let's go. Daniel Berry, Sports Highlights. How you doing? Jericho's in the ring. And I'm curious how people feel. What is up, Dennis? Undertaker's coming out of retirement April Fool's, bro. What's up, Byron? Ospreay, got you, Mega. Robert Stone has announced JC versus Lola Vice. Yeah, we knew that was coming, Damien. They left us with the cliffhanger. I saw some people bellyache about it. I heard somebody bellyache about it. But at the end of the day, I think, left us with a cliffhanger. Robert Stone has to make a clutch decision. And we're going to get a really good triple threat. I have no problem. JC has been great. Lola and Kendall tore it down last night. So let's go. There you go. Is it a big deal or not? Is my question. Chris Jericho in Winnipeg. But they have the contract signing set up. Like, it was a really interesting start to the show. This is awesome because he did what he wanted. He left long. Yeah, I mean, I will give him credit. What? He went away. Do we miss him? But you're right. And he's getting a cheer. He is getting a hometown pop. He is rocking a stash. See, he's firing them up. He gets it. It's kind of fun. I want to bag on it. I can't. Big pop. He's in Winnipeg. I missed you, Jericho. Sorry to say that. I just don't know. I don't know how this is going to go. And again, don't forget the Winnipeg factor here. He's milking the fucking crowd. All right. It's great because they are in his hometown. It's a classy move by TK and a smart move. It is a smart move, right? Because if you bring him back in wherever, Ohio or, one of their other tour stops, is there a risk? It wouldn't be this big. Even if you get a good pop from the AEW crowd, you get that added bonus of the hometown crowd. And he's still going. He's trying to get the biggest ovation ever. I still think they flubbed the beginning a little. Thought they were pranking Tony Schiavone. Boston, I definitely miss him, but I missed him in WWE more. Now, for the lot of the people, welcome back is being chanted for the people that thought he was going to WWE. Is this like a, piss off? Are you mad about it? Rizzler's excited. I miss Jericho. Jericho! He milked it. This is interesting. Now they're quiet, dude. What are we going to do here? Great surprise. Amateur. Yeah. I think they fucked up his return pyro, bro. Like, I think Tony was supposed to start talking and be interrupted by pyro, but then he started talking again, and it threw it all off. AEW! Le Champion! I'm home. What are we doing? Why is he here? I want to know, folks. Don't be quiet. Don't. Okay. He's here. Okay. I miss Jericho. 1 year away. Jesus, he looks like Mickey Rourke. He really does. It's funny the story between them, and he ends up turning into him. I missed you, Jericho. Sorry to say that. I read that one. Appreciation Society. So Jericho comes back, milks the crowd for about a 3-minute applause. That is his folks or family for sure. But oh, now we go to a brawl. Ospreay's beating up Moxley. Wait. Okay, random. Yes, yeah, the contract signing might be next, but we're going to a brawl. Jericho's back. Was he? No, he was still under contract. Listen, I can honestly say out loud, and anybody can verify this against me. I had said from day one, Jericho's still under contract. Jericho signed till like 2030. And I know me and Anthony have talked about it. Nick and I have talked about it. Now they're apologizing for the cursing. This show was started off scrambly. But now we're getting the contract signing. I'm going to put a poll up real quick. Jericho is back. Boom, boom, boom. Well, all right, there you go. New poll up about Jericho. Curious how you feel about it. It's my hometown as well. Shout out, Mega. Great stream. Thank you, Michael. So we went to a backstage brawl. Ospreay was fighting with Moxley. Marina got involved. They got peeled apart. There was some cursing and swearing. They had to apologize for the foul language. I didn't catch what got said. And then we go right into, here's MJF. And Tony Schiavone not there anymore. And Kenny in his wrestling gear, because he's going to do this. This is usually what main eventers do. They sign a contract for a world title match and then go have a nothings trios match. Does anybody want to point out the problem there? And the trios match is probably right after the contract signing. Because why not, right? So, yeah. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but that's how I feel about it. Yeah, I missed him. Okay, people are saying they missed him. Big shout out to Bradley, giver of gifts, giving more memberships. Do appreciate seeing that, sir. Jericho was trying to get himself fired from AEW to get back to WWE. It didn't work. Yeah, man, I agree with you. I think if he could, he would. Especially, you remember how bad a big chunk of the fan base turned on him. Like, they were mad at the idea that he would consider going. But I mean, he's always been under contract. Now, he's been gone for a while. Huge pop for his return. He milked it. He said, I'm here. And he left. Or he's home. But now what does this mean? Where does Jericho fit in the roster in 2026? And how does the fan base react to Jericho? I'm curious. Get out the bubbly. Let's go. Thank you so much for 5 bones in the bucket, by the way, Kid Revos. But yeah, I kept saying it. All the rumors about Jericho leaving, as Kenny signs right away, but all the rumors about Jericho leaving, I just kept saying, I feel like they reported once upon a time that he signed like an 8-year contract that takes him into, well, he's like 54 years old or some shit like that. I don't know. But at the end of the day, I don't know what to tell you. He's still here. Bring back the Sex Gods. I cannot wait to see Nick's reaction about the return of Chris Jericho. That should be a good one. I think he hates him less than I do. Audio issues for the backstage assault. Yeah, the audio issues were because of the language. I'm pretty sure that's what it was, Mega. The commentary even apologized for the poor language. So I got Kenny in the ring. I got MJF in the ring. Right now, let's effing go. Is 54% about Jericho, 14 saying no, and then 32. A chunk of people are kind of indifferent. Meh. Well, 70 cents. Welcome back, Paul. I got Mega, Kid Rivos. Thank you, sir. Did I miss anybody? Byron got you. Cooper, don't forget we are on Twitch. I think I missed Foxy Pug over on Twitch. Go check out our Twitch, folks. Lots going on over there as we are trying to grow that. But yeah, Foxy Pug, welcome back. The Solution. Holy shit. They're here to watch the best wrestle. Well, hopefully they'll wrestle then, Kenny. Let's get some good wrestling matches. Tony Giovanni looks like he's sitting there like a complicated life, right? Just collect your paycheck. Shut the fuck up, Tony. From the word of MJF, because I'm not leaving. Facts. Rants, thank you. It was a very weird open with the pyro. I think it was definitely a botch. It was definitely a production botch. I feel like they got confused between the opening show pyro and Jericho's pyro. So I think they were going for like, what we expect from Y2J, like pop, Jericho. But I think it went wrong. And the reason why it was pretty obvious that it was a botch to me was Tony was talking at the wrong times. So as like I know it was supposed to interrupt the first time, but the timing of it, he got interrupted, restarted, and got cut off again. It didn't have a chance to breathe at minimum. But yeah, a little bit of a wonky welcome back in that regard. The good news is the crowd popped. Right now, Kenny just giving it to MJF. Nice to see some intensity out of Kenny. What's up, Queen? I thought Chris Jericho was in Boston. No. I cannot wait to see Nick's reaction. I know, right? Let's go, Jericho. Feeling it. How long before Jericho has a foot-long syringe? Yeah, no shit, right? What will they do with Jericho? Crowd was quiet. I don't believe that. As a fan of all wrestling, I'm excited for this, but definitely would have hit differently in WWE because it would have been more shocking. But this is great. It's good for AEW. It was a big reaction. It's a nice moment. The question that everyone's going to have now is, now what? Very subdued, not long-winded. I like what they did here. It was minimalistic in the sense of comes out, says he's here, and walks back off. Not not a big long rah-rah speech about AEW or a rah-rah speech about himself. So it's up in the air. We're just right up in the air right now. As the crowd is chanting, shut the fuck up. MJF says no. Bum, bum, bum. MJF no pop. That's interesting. And that is something I've been keeping an eye on for a bit here. Paul is like no reaction. And I know we caution ourselves at times. He should be coming out as a heel, not getting a big quote unquote pop, but you want that heel pop, right? Like you want the boo. Now you're getting a shut the fuck up chant because he's insulting the people. But I felt like over the last while, MJF's been having trouble getting a big crowd reaction. Literally just rewound to listen to KJ's reaction because I initially missed it. But I promised months ago I would give a membership when Jericho came back. So tonight is the night. Hello, everyone. What is up, Bradley? We do appreciate it. Thank you for going back. My reaction was a little more subdued than I wanted it to be because of kind of like confusion at the beginning there with Tony. I was very much in kind of broadcast mode of like, what is happening? And then Jericho's name popped up. So I didn't quite have the holy fuck I was expecting, but that's a different case. It's still kind of interesting to see. There's a brawl. Ospreay is beating down Moxie. Yes, so we did get a brawl. Good evening, Z-Man. I thought Canadians are supposed to be happy. I thought they moved around and cheerfully enjoy things. Well, I mean, there's exceptions to all the rules, and I think for the most part, we try and be pretty happy people. So even the ones that look like they're resting in another way, they when they start talking, you're like, hey, that guy's actually kind of happy. So we try. We're not, not all of us. Plus, we traded Jericho to fucking Florida, so. Yeah, another person pointing out the quiet entrance for MJF. Jericho was just trying to get more money. I would agree. Like, I think he did what Dax did, right? Oh, look, I just happened to take a picture of my glass with a WWE contract under it. I think he was really trying to, again, maybe it was just Jericho needed time for the fans to kind of. I think it's what Moxley's going through right now. Moxley, take a breather. Moxley, take a break. And it would be better for Moxley, but he won't. And Jericho did that. He was gone for a year. Now, can they parlay it into something cool? Or will it be the same old bullshit? As Kenny's up, flips the table. MJF begging to be smacked. Speedball is here. If Speedball knocks out MJF again, I'm going to get upset. The champion getting beat up all the time by Mike Bailey. He's got to stop. Wax on and wax off out of my ring. And they kind of beep something there. Roots. What's up, Jordan? I'm going to go on a stretch and say the first 10 minutes of the show was botched. I don't know what the fuck is going on for real. They've had some issues, undoubtedly. Like I said, the pyro was a bit off. The backstage thing was a little off. I know, it sounded like audio issues, but they were also apologizing for language. They've had some weird moments. You set up the contract signing, but then Jericho comes out. And now Bailey actually cutting a promo. He couldn't find Kenny. And right now he's pumping Kenny's tires. Nope. All he said was, I'm home. Yeah, that's it. So there you go, Bonkers. Welcome back, sir. If the wrestlers want more money from TK, they just, 100%. Look what happened with Jay Cargill. She went back twice, got upgraded twice, and still left. Oh, Speedball threatening MJF. The best belt machine, Kenny. My God, Omega, Judas in my mind. Let's go. I give Jericho credit. When the crowd was quiet, he hyped them back up. Cooper, we definitely need Big Cass to get involved. Poor Big Cass. He was on fire. He was doing well. Shmeh. Oh. I'm missing 24 inches of my intestines, but I'd rather be missing my intestines than my balls. Balls. It's not his forte. This segment is going long and it's not exciting. Chris Jericho realized on how much of a character work to get over there. So few characters in AEW. Again, Jericho's in a cushy spot where he has a boss who he gets to dictate what he does. He can go and come as he pleases. He gets creative control. Sorry, sappy. I didn't mean that sappy. He gets creative influence. He's cushy. Why would he leave? And like I said from day one, I believe he's under contract till at least 2030. AEW will never be better than WWE. Well, never say never, but as of right now, I mean, it's an ongoing debate. But right now, for me, it's a tough debate, my friend, because they don't feel like the same thing. Okay, so it's official. The main event for Dynasty, like they sent Mike Speedball Bailey out to talk for Kenny, and he's not a great talker either. So two very bland babyface talkers tried to cut a promo. It was very lackluster, kind of boring, not overly exciting. as here comes the demand. All right, so a lot of people were out there asking for, Ricochet to be suspended or receive some type of disciplinary response from AEW for his conduct. And Tony said, nah, book him. Which that's, again, so be it. But you got to dig in. So the first match of the night, finally, we are 22 minutes in. We're getting our first bit of action here tonight as the demand will take on Kenny and friends. Papa, there's your poll. Go vote. Kenny will be teaming up with Jack Perry and Brody King here tonight. I'll be lurking in the chat, but low key over AEW. Bro, it's hard not to be sometimes. As here comes Brody King. So no real reason for Brody King, Kenny, and Jack Perry all to be working together. Kenny Omega literally just signed a contract to compete for the world title. And now he's in a trios match here. I don't understand the decision on this booking. And if you're a fan out there, or if you disagree with me, or you have an explanation, I am all ears. Do I hate it? No, I'm not like raging about it, but you don't usually see Cody and Randy sign a contract for the main event, and then Randy goes and has a match with Danhausen. You know what I mean? Like, to me, you're downgrading your main event talent by literally doing a contract signing and then moving the table so one of the competitors in your world title match at your pay-per-view can do a trios match to open the show here tonight. And in no way, shape, or form helps this story at all. Kenny Omega is such a weird looking, weirdly built person. He looks like the offspring of two angry. Oh, shit, Paul. Kenny's chest is this close to being Jericho. It's, yeah. Again, he's got a lanky body, a long torso, but he makes a lot of weird faces, a lot of breathing. Like he talks like he smokes a pack a day, like just that, like he almost needs a hit of his puffer. Like, it's so breathy, and I'm gonna beat you. It's crazy. Will Jericho put people over? I don't know. He hadn't seemed willing. People talk all the time. Oh, Jericho did this. Jericho barely ever, if ever, put anyone over. And if anyone can give me an example of, oh, that guy's doing better in life because Jericho put him on, I'm all ears. But I can't think of any. Kenny Omega versus MJF. Is anyone really interested in this feud? No. Especially when you bring out Mike Speedball Bailey to talk on behalf of Kenny and get involved. Speedball was at least threatening. You were like, all right, maybe Speedball and MJF are going to have a good fight. The demand, who's no one's demanding, we're demanding they go away. And it's terrible because the Gates of Agony are outstanding, but all they do is jobs in this company. Jungle Boy, he's here with his national title. I'm going to go stretch and say the first 10 minutes, I got that one. Everything slid up on me, but what's going on? What's going on, people? We are getting the first bit of action here tonight. And Kenny Omega with Jack Perry and Brody King taking on The Demand, which is Ricochet and GOA. Make sure you get in that chat. Let me know who you're taking. How you feeling about this one? As the votes are in and 75% are going with Kenny, 15 taking The Demand, and nobody sliding in at 10, 11%. So not too shabby. The Geek Box is in the house. Speedball, a good name. He just hangs there and rarely makes much noise. Yeah, I mean, if you look at it that way, he's nailing it. The way I've been perceiving it, it does not seem like we're on the same page. So maybe that explains it better, my guy. Very flat, very bland. It's very interesting to have Speedball and Kenny side by side. See, right now, you got like Ricochet just throws the cheap shot on Kenny. If MJF was in a match like this right now against Kenny, you could run those little things where MJF won't get in the ring with Kenny. MJF jumps out of the ring. Now, I don't think either of them should be in this match, but if you're going to do a trios match, connect it to them, like to me, the most important guy in the match. That's the story that we're working on with this match. And this isn't it. Like you're using your number one contender to set up, to kind of set up an angle between Perry and Ricochet, I guess. Kinda, sorta. But down goes Ricochet, tag to Brody King. I guess that's a warm tag. Not exactly a hot tag. It wasn't necessary, but the baby faces come running over and knock, and they just take a knee and start watching. We're the best wrestle. We're the best wrestle. We're going to start tweaking out. Brody, Perry, good combo. The crowd didn't sing the song. What song? Oh, Jack Perry's, or are we going back to Jericho? Saving the feuds for Dynasty. Do tell. We'll come back to Geekbox again. Go check out my buddy, the Geekbox. We just posted everywhere a video that Geekbox made. We didn't ask him to. He just did it out of the kindness of his heart. He's part of the family here. He's part of the Four Horsemen. We love him. And go check him out. He's bringing the wrestling world together. Plus his additional content. He's out there killing it. Go give our friends some love. As we everybody down. Our British Nick out there, big shout out. Bash, welcome back. I want this show to be good so bad. I really want this show to be fucking excellent. The crowd didn't sing. We'll come back to that because I'm not sure. Very flat, very bland. Ricochet will challenge Kenny to a Twitter battle. I mean, that's where they do most of their big talking. As GOA back in. Oh, here we go. We're going to set up a gratuitous every fucking time. Then here comes the third man. Then here comes Kenny. Again, you got to stop telling me this is where the best wrestle if this is what we're going to do. It's so fake. How is it faker than the show that, everyone describes as like the Disney of fucking wrestling? As everybody gets suplexed. There you go. Shout out. There you go. Thank you, sir. I was born in Winnipeg. Mega's a pegger. They started out with tags, then stopped doing tags. Yeah, in a big way. I mean, the tag is almost invisible, right? I know we get FTR and they pop up and they've had some shit here and there, but it's not been prevalent. I could see Jack Perry defend his national title versus Ricochet. Yeah, 100%. That I agree with. So for me, Perry should be the center focus of this match. Perry on the apron with Kenny, it automatically puts Perry in Kenny's shadow. If that makes sense. And again, not hate, just critiquing. So if you have someone else in this match and Jack Perry's like team captain, like the guy that kind of is the center focus because you're building Perry Ricochet. You got Ricochet kicking Kenny in the back, but Kenny's mad at someone else. So Kenny shouldn't be here right now. If anything, save Jericho for end of the show. If you were starting with the contract signing, TK empty out the chamber in the first 20 minutes. But they were so frantic to do it. They ended up botching it. You're right. Like, why not? If everyone's talking about Jericho coming back, Jericho might be back. Maybe you do save it to the end of the show. And that's how you end the show. That's how you go off the air. I'm back. I'm home. Click. Done. Leave us on a cliffhanger. But it's like they get giddy. Or almost like Jericho's like, listen, I'm going to be there, but let me go out first. Like, to have the contract signing set up, you've thought, okay, does Jericho have something to do with the main event at Dynasty? Is Jericho going to get involved with MJF or have words with Kenny? No. They just didn't want to, like, wait? They could have put that table in the ring while you did the backstage segment with Moxley. No. I don't think I'm inaccurate with that decision. So I'm confused. Why is Kenny Omega in the main event? Why isn't? I don't know, George. Again, they have a bad habit in AEW of making the superstars feel average, normal, and regular. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? But yeah, I don't get it. You want Kenny Omega to feel like a superstar. You want the guys that come into this company to feel like a superstar. Um, you want them to feel strong. You want them to feel special, different from the rest of the group, different from your mid card. Continually throwing them in there with the mid card for nothing is a bad choice. You're diminishing your superstars. And I'm sorry if people can't truly see that. It's right there in front of you. That suplex spot, so stupid. You do it once in a while. They do it all the fucking time. And again, just standing around in bent over for minutes is asinine. If you do that, you set it up quick, you get it done quick. Yeah, you guys, you guys sit here and let me do this wrestling move to you, okay? Again, it feels very backyard. It feels very what we would do with our friends. No rules, no regulations, nobody watching, no one critiquing how long it takes to set up a stupid move. And that's what happens. Like, it becomes like you keep telling me this is where I will find the best wrestling matches on a given week. Then I tune in and I see shit like that, and I'm confused. They haven't emptied the chamber. They have Pac and Ospreay, which should be the last match tonight, but they still should have ended with the contract signing. I'll kind of contradict myself, actually. The Ospreay Pac thing should be epic. Unless they're going to give us a dusty finish to help build the Moxley match, this match should absolutely be a fucking barn burner. So even following it up with a very boring contract signing might be a bad choice. But you're right. Like, that's going to be the highest, kind of the big moment. You can't put that anywhere but the end. So maybe you decide to put the contract signing first, but then you do the Jericho thing that's layered on top. So, I mean, they might not have emptied the chamber, but they pulled the trigger a few times. Harry, you're alive. You're a horrible shot. Just emptied a few bullets into the wall. Kenny doesn't care if he's if he's not the main event. Yeah, no, he really doesn't, but the booker should. Nair, welcome back. Tag to Kenny. That's a hot tag. Mega flying in, double axe handle. Big boot. Has Khan even been in the ring? Brodito would have made more sense. Yeah. Brodito and fucking Brodito and Jack Perry, perfect. And now you have Jack Perry doing the comeback. You have Jack Perry getting the hot tag. You have Jack Perry getting over instead of Jack Perry on the apron watching Kenny get cheers, which Kenny doesn't need them. Kenny already had a segment. Spaz with 5 bones in the bucket. What I miss in the first half hour. Busy previewing the better show. Stand and deliver. Bro, Jericho's back. Jericho comes back in Peg. Kenny Omega, Jack Perry, and Brody King for the win. Well, I would fucking hope so. They might actually take the L here, which then again doesn't look good for Kenny. Chris Jericho. Jericho should have been for Dynasty. You could have saved it, but they're going to take advantage of Winnipeg, though. And if you were nervous about the reaction Jericho was going to get from the fans, you bring him back in Winnipeg because you're going to get cheers. The crowd went up, and every time he asked them to get up again, they kept going. If he comes back in Vancouver, he's still got a pretty big pop, I think. You might that might kill my argument. Where you're like, he's just down the road, but it is his hometown. So I don't mind that so much. I get why they did it. Was it special night of Collision tomorrow night? FTR in action. Big drop kick by Khan. There goes Brody King. All right. TK reverse books the show every week. We talked about it last week. Last week was the most glaring example I've seen in a long time of how ass backwards the whole fucking situation was. But you want your world title shit to be at the end of the show. Even if you put the contract signing second last, because not a lot's going to happen, you do it second last. It says, almost bill it as the co-main event. You're not going to end the show with this epic Ospreay match and then follow it with the contract signing, which some have, some would. But you want your shit psychologically, subconsciously for viewers, shit like that matters. We understand rank. We understand status. We understand how things are supposed to line up, especially a lot of the people who are also sports fans. You get a ranking. You understand why, the main event fights are the main event fights. Oh, big neck cutter. This match just going. I think the crowd's got a little quiet on it, to be honest. I'm fine with the opening with Jericho and then move to this tag match. The end of the show with Pac and Ospreay, followed by the contract signing. Easy done. I'm kind of with you there. Yeah. I got no problem with that. And again, I just think there was a weird overlap of things, right? Jericho contract signing, Kenny in a trios match, MJF leaves. Why wouldn't MJF wait at ringside? If he was coming all the way down for a contract signing, don't tell him to go back to the locker room. Have him go sit on commentary and sell us on this match at Dynasty. Well, Kenny's doing this match. Jack Perry up and over, caught by GOA. Here comes Brody King. Tope, big man. He almost fucking pancaked Jack Perry. And the crowd gets loud. No, I don't believe so, Frankie. Chris Jericho returned to AEW, got a 6-minute entrance, opened the show so he wouldn't miss Trump's speech. Said, I'm let's go, 316. I like it. Thank you. No, nice pick, rolling. TK likes making his main event mix with his mid-card. Loves it. And I've said it a million times. You don't make your stars better. When you start mixing shit in, you take something that's really good and you can water it down or you can change the flavor. So we end up with gray, boring porridge. They make everyone gray. They make everyone porridge. Kenny eats a poison rana. Again, you're putting Kenny through shit that he's not going to take. Like, he's not going to eat a poison rana at Dynasty against MJF. So let's, it's just not smart booking. I got excited for Jericho for like 30 seconds. Then I was like, why? It's a tough question. Jericho's back. Do you care? Will it matter for AEW? Will he be impactful? This is bad. Crossbody into the timekeeper's booth. They break a table. Timekeeper's table dusted. Holy shit breaks out. Don't forget Speedball Mike Bailey was great too, my friend. Oh, that's for rolling. This is my opinion. Ever since wrestling stopped doing divisions, I think it ruined something like You have Ray, the star, on top of his division, Undertaker top of his division. Maybe I'm wrong. It's always been a little like free flowing. It never really dialed in, but you always saw things like junior heavyweight and light heavyweight. But at the same time, the guys like Rey Mysterio have to be the exception. And I do think that's some of the complaints about AEW from especially traditional fans of they're all little guys, right? Like Rey Mysterio would be the rule, not the exception in AEW. We get the one ring. No way. Deep two. If they let Ricochet pin fucking Kenny Omega. But Kenny shouldn't fucking pin Ricochet either. V-Trigger. Sets him up. Yeah, like this makes no fucking sense, and Ricochet is still a loser. They help me understand, as the match had its moments, folks, but a lot of lulls, a lot of stand around, a lot of okay, it's my turn to jump. And then Jack Perry won the title from Ricochet in a battle royal. Your assumption is the guy's going to want a rematch for that belt. And then gets pinned by Kenny Omega, completely unrelated to Jack Perry. So Ricochet just did a job for nothing, for no value, for no future consideration. Kenny looks great. Kenny gets a W in his hometown. Good. I don't get it, though. Fuck angles, fuck storyline. Kenny's in Winnipeg. We're giving Kenny a win. We got Willow in the back. This show feels like it's moving 100 miles per hour, very rushed. It feels like we just had 15 different segments in 30 minutes. A little all over the place. It's feeling a little schizo. What are we doing? Catch it. It's all, calm it down. Willow wants to wrestle the very best. Tune in tomorrow and see who steps up to Willow. So we got a Willow TNT Open Challenge. As long as they've had the contract signing be between Kenny and MJF in a talking battle for no more than 8 minutes, followed by Kenny attacking MJF and standing over him in his hometown. Yeah. Would that not have summed up the last 40 minutes of the show a lot quicker? Like a lot more concise? You ever write a paper, at school and they send it back and they're like, be more concise, get to your fucking point. That's what we got Edge. We got Cope with a chair. I don't get his t-shirt. Anybody get his t-shirt? What am I missing? Christian's here. Oh, Christian wanted to hit Renee with a chair, but Edge stopped it. Okay. So Cope and Christian, more Canadian content. Up, oh my God, Boston. Where are my pals that we were just talking about the main event with me? Up next. It's 8:45. Up next, Will Ospreay, Pac. Oh wow, what are we doing? I will put a poll up. I'm shocked. Anybody got any answers for me? Is it because they want to leave the perception that this match could go forever? I think it's 20-minute time limit in a non-title match, so that can't be a good answer. I love that we just sat here and talked about the structure of the show and where we would have put things, and people had valid points, and we're going next. What we all did anyone out there think this wasn't going to be the main event? We all assumed, right? Is that the problem? What do you follow this with? Then end the show. Yeah, just go home. We can, not 90 minutes. We're good. Fuck it. What do we do after that? Done that. We're going to get a ladies six trios match, a 6-women's match. That's going to follow Pac and fucking Ospreay. Is MJF fighting Speedball in the main event? What is happening? What's up, Heather? Kenny kicked the shit out of that rope with the front kick. Okay. No one is better than Kenny Omega in AEW, my friend. All right. Bum, bum, bum. I don't know about that, though. I got some issues. With all due respect, I do care less. I could care less about Jericho staying in AEW. The crowd looked incredibly excited to see Jericho back in my sarcastic voice. Derek, welcome back. Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of in one breath, like Boston had said earlier. I mean, we asked him to go away. He went away. He's here, got a big pop, big reaction. I'm not that excited because I just don't know. And maybe I'm a little jaded because I've watched a lot of bad Jericho after, 4 years, or the last 4 years of Jericho's career has been a bit messy. So the question becomes, what do they do with Jericho? That to me will dictate whether or not we feel good or bad about it. But I think if he doesn't get in anything solid, I feel like he might never get the crowd back. I don't know. Let's get this over with booking. It's all the people that are like, we'll get your match on early and we can fly out the fucking Winnipeg as soon as possible. No offense, Winnipeg. I love you. Tony doesn't. Oh, wait, they found FTR's room. And it's Rocky and Trent sitting on a casting couch. Hey, now. What is happening here?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so wait. So FTR are not here. They're going to be on Collision tomorrow. So they're beating up Trent and Rocky. There we go. Plot twist, folks. I hate AEW so much. All my favorite wrestlers from Chris Jericho and Christian are here, and I can't enjoy them. What did I do to deserve this? Paul, I ask myself that a lot. And the fact that I started this to defend AEW because I hated people criticizing it. And you see me every Wednesday now, just baffled. And every week somebody pops up and, oh, you're a hater. You never like this company. You don't even watch this show, man. Dude, I love this fucking company. And I just can't enjoy it because it's fucking all over the place. We've seen 3 Canadian wrestlers featured: Jericho, Copeland, Christian, and Kenny. All over 50 years old, plus in less than an hour. All right, I see the 50. So Kenny doesn't count, but he's getting close. AEW is solely lacking diversity in the main event scene, which is glaring. It feels glaring. And again, I think it becomes even more glaring when you have a contract signing for your world title. And then they move the table and Kenny gets in the ring and fights with, or has a mid-card match, a mid-card trios match, and pins Ricochet, who's meaningless in this company. Ricochet can talk all the shit he wants. Ricochet can insult anybody he wants. It doesn't change the fact that when the camera is on, he is hot garbage. Great. You do a backflip. I can't do one. You can. Congratulations. You can do a poison Rana. I can't do one. You can. Congratulations. But at being a professional wrestler, at drawing any type of interest, you kind of suck. You really kind of suck. And it just pulls Kenny down. Kenny should have been ready to go, sign the contract in a suit or casual wear, I guess, because it's casual Friday. No, it's Wednesday. I got you. But here's Will Ospreay. Right? And then Kenny and MJF leave. The only way I would have Kenny in a match is if it's somehow connected to him and you could use MJF on commentary. But MJF left. Pac jumps Ospreay. But we knew Pac was back there. Why didn't Ospreay? Brainbuster on the ramp. Whether you love or hate Jericho doesn't matter, honestly. Point is, he's a big star, period. That's the truth. I have not liked Jericho. I've been very critical of Jericho, but you can't, like, even if he had gone back to WWE, it would have been a huge moment. Undeniable. All elders. So we get a spine buster on the ramp. Medical comes out. Pac is getting in the ring. Oh, guys. Don't blink or you'll miss this next match. Holy fuck. AEW doesn't know what it wants to be. That's a very good point, Jose. I don't think Tony Khan truly knows how to identify, how to create the identity for this company. Are you the hardcore? I think I keep going back. In the beginning, Kenny Omega talked about, we want this to be a smorgasbord of wrestling. That's great. A great idea. We want to cover a gambit. But when you're doing so much poorly, then, I feel like Taffer, like the menu's too long. Yeah, you got to like come up with a plan. Like you got to do some shit good. You can't just say, well, we give you a lot of it. Great. There's a buffet of shit. Yay. But now they're helping Ospreay to the back. With the show has come to a stop. Oh, no, wait. He says, I got to go. This is not good. I'm sorry, guys. Medical is literally telling him no. You cannot ignore Medical. They're chanting for him. But he just came back from injury. I don't really care for how they're setting this up. And it's making for a lull in what could be a very action-packed match. You've brought everything to a halt. So is this going to be an excuse? So either Pac beats Ospreay now, and you blame it because you're building an angle for Pac versus Ospreay at the pay-per-view. Oh, wait. No, you're not. So Ospreay beating Pac, especially after being told you can't wrestle, you might as well just shit all over Pac. Bloody hell. Bloody hell. There's a buffet of shit. Yay. Like, like, what are we doing? Like, honestly, though, is that not like we're just going to give you tons of shit? And because we give you a lot of it, it's good, right?
Shit.
That's better. That becomes the issue. Like, I'm not into this. The crowd's gone quiet. You took the energy out of the building. That was an unnecessary brainbuster on the ramp. We knew Pac wasn't in the ring. Why didn't Ospreay look around? You're so busy doing your entrance, you don't realize your competitor who just had an entrance isn't where you thought he was. Dynasty looks better than Revolution. Interesting. We'll see if it turns out that way, Damien. Now the match starts. Yeah, we finally got the start of the match, but I feel like the fucking around with the doctors kind of took the energy out of the building. AEW always proclaims this is where the best wrestle. You can't have a show that wrestle all Japan style and expect people to watch every week. A good wrestling show needs wrestling, drama, and comedy. I couldn't have said it better myself. And I've said it so many times. You are spot on, sir. The dilemma, and some of the fans try and pass it off like the things that you spoke of don't matter. And I've said it many times that there is a fundamental definition of what pro wrestling is. Like there's certain parameters that you have to adhere to consider it. Like, again, it's the difference between the pros and street ball. There's certain rules and certain conduct that, whether if you're out in the streets playing, different vibe, different rules. But when you get to the pros, this is what you got to do to fit in the confines of what we do. So some fans out there are trying to protest that. Oh, well, why are you making a big deal about tagging or storyline or da-da? Because those are fundamental wrestling 101. If you go to any wrestling school, these are the things you're going to learn: psychology and how to work and promos and again how to build your story through your wrestling, not just doing a series of moves. And that's what gets missed. Where the best wrestle, but every match has somebody get jumped. The over the top gratuitous violence, that I'm not against the violence. I'm against violence for nothing. It's meaningless. It's worthless. It's pointless. As I am in picture, Pac is in control. And the obvious glaring issues in the storytelling, the things that they try and make funny aren't funny. They're childish. The drama lacks. There is no real drama in this company. Like we just had that. We just had the title contract signing for MJF and Kenny. There wasn't like a high level of drama in that. There wasn't like an intensity to it. We've recently seen Randy and Cody. Their fucking contract signing goes to shit. But even before it went to the brawl, the conversation they had were two men really talking it out. It mattered, and you know there's that level. Then you turn around and you see like Brock and Oba. They're not even just the idea that they might fight has the whole building standing on their feet, buzzing. That's intensity. That's aura. That's vibe. That's selling the fans. And people out there can say all they want. It's shit. It sucks. It's boring. It's shit. It sucks. It's boring. 12,000 people strong, standing on their tippy toes, losing their mind, going banana sandwich. That's the job. Whether you love it or hate it, that is the job. And I think more people in this company need to understand that. And there's a lot, the shortcuts aren't helping. We don't have to do a good, angle, or we don't really have to have a good match. We just make sure we hit these 5 big spots that they'll lose their mind. Yeah, that's not going to. So this is supposed to sell us on like hero Ospreay, right? Like the never quit Ospreay. They're manufacturing that underdog vibe. They're trying anyway. They're dragging this injury to starting. Yep. You start to care less. AEW always. I got that one. Thank you. Jericho is back. Monet is next, says Frankie. Damien called that out earlier too. I go for Will Ospreay to win tonight, my friend. Oh, that's for Roland again. Just talking to one person. Tried watching New Japan Pro Wrestling. It's not my bag. I like New Japan. Don't get me wrong. I don't like. We joke around. Like Nick's the New Japan guy. I'm kind of the Lucha guy. I would much rather watch the top. Sorry, Pac moonsault caught by. Oh, into a choke. Another reversal. Nice little spot there. That was a pretty nice sequence. This is amazing. Tony Schiavone. I want to know how he did it. Like the man, the luckiest fucker on the planet. 2 count. Yeah, I find the New Japan style just a little too slow. And again, a little too quiet. I want that Mexican crowd losing their fucking mind, going nuts and singing songs and lighting fucking fireworks off. And I want the wrestling to be fucking entertaining. I want to be excited, which would make you think that this would be a natural fit for me as far as fandom goes. I want to see the high flying. I want to see the fun. But it's gotta be more than just the moves. Canada loves AEW. Why would the referee start the match when yeah, exactly. You just told us that the company does not give a fuck and the company has no authority. It's a bad look, but it's simplistic. And I said it. Either the guy writing the stories is a moron or he thinks his fans are morons. And I truly believe that some people within AEW believe the fans are stupid. That they can do nothing. Doesn't matter if all our shows are shit. We just do a really good pay-per-view, and by really good pay-per-view, we'll do a pay-per-view where 6 out of 13 matches are good, and everybody will tell us how wonderful we are. That's fucked. That's lazy all the way around as Ospreay takes a DDT on the floor. It's not a bad match. That's for sure. But best thing I heard today on X, thinking wrestling companies need to have rules is just censorship. What have you talked about Willie Mack? Shoot, I have not talked about Willie Mack yet. Spaz, thank you for another 5 bones. I do appreciate you. Kid Revo sent one in earlier. Thank you for that. Don't forget, Super Chats get you bonus points to get on the top 3, folks. So make sure you're doing that. All right, we can talk about Willie Mack as we move forward here. I will dive into it a little, but I think so. Willie Mack goes public and basically says, I'm on the verge of being fucking homeless because my booker won't book me. Rings of Saturn, Brutalizer. Rings of Saturn is a better name. And Will gets to the bottom of the ropes. So the guy that's going to challenge Moxley is just getting the shit kicked out of him all show. All night, all match. What are we doing? Yeah, like what the fuck are we talking about? This is the problem. These are these Meltzer clones, these Meltzer sheep that heel babyface don't matter. Work rate matters. None of the other shit that anyone ever talks about matters. Rules, censorship. What the fuck? How do you create a bad guy if the bad guy's not doing bad shit? If everyone's doing stupid shit, and if everyone's finding a way to cheat and the rest is useless, how the fuck do you make a compelling story? Why would you not want rules? And then again, you fundamentally change what you are. So when someone says something like that and then follows it with, that's why AEW is better than WWE, sorry, we're not talking about the same thing. We're talking about pro wrestling. You're talking about streets. You're talking about the indie shit. That's what we're talking about. And we love indie shit on this channel. But that's what it is. It's different. It's not. It's the Harlem Globetrotters version of basketball. Not the same thing. The rules help you tell the story. The rules help bring psychology to the building. It helps the fan base understand. It gives the fucking babyface something to overcome. But what do I know? What do I know? That being said, Willie Mack did shoot on AEW basically saying, I haven't booked. Once upon a time, Willie Mack was signed to a full-time contract. At some point, that full-time contract became a per appearance contract. I personally am a big fan of Willie Mack. Willie Mack was doing good things in TNA. Willie Mack was fun on the indies. Willie Mack was good in Lucha Underground. I'm a fan. Willie Mack is a member of a long list of people just trapped on Con Island. Like everybody talks. Where are all the reports? Where are the Meltzers? Where are the Sappies? Where are all the motherfuckers that can't help but find the negatives in wrestling? Why aren't more people talking about the dozens and dozens and dozens of wrestlers that are just doing fuck and all? And everyone pretends it's all rosy, but there's wrestlers that are disgruntled. There's wrestlers that are upset. Several wrestlers have taken shots on social media about their situation, but we won't talk about it. We won't talk about it. We'll have an absolute fucking meltdown if fucking Carmelo Hayes loses the title, but we won't talk about all these men and women that can't do the thing they love to do. And I'm sure, and I've said this many times, thank God for Tony Khan coming along and putting money in a lot of people's pocket. But Mac apparently doesn't feel the same way anymore because he can't get used. We've said it time and time again. The number of shit wrestlers we got to watch on a weekly basis when you got better talent, more charismatic talent, better promos. Never see them on Wednesdays. Right? You got so many guys that could bring, and girls, that could bring so much to this company. But they are not part of the in crowd. They are not, they're not one of the inner circle. So we never see them. And that's one of the biggest problems. Beyond the obvious of the booking, I've said for a long time, guys, you're using the wrong fucking people. And it's holding this company back. And for the number of people that Tony has signed on that don't get used at all, or maybe get a little bit of love on a Ring of Honor here and there, and nobody's talking about it. Not enough people are talking about it. And it's just going overlooked. Yet, why haven't they booked Natty in 3 months? Like, what the fuck? Like, what are we talking about here? Are we going to just completely move all the goalposts to make this an unwinnable battle for anybody? I don't get it. But you got guys. You got Shane Taylor out there. That guy's a fucking beast on the mic. You put him with a faction, which he already has. We've seen it. We know it exists. Oh, powerbomb. Picks him out on a 2 count. Styles clash. Down. Seems silly if you already had him beat. Holds his neck after the fact. And only gets a 2. Lazy, you say? Very. Willie Mack. What's up? Luna, Danny Luna, no longer with TNA, not happy. Go check out Anthony's story. Go check out what Anthony said when he covered it. Go check it out. Where was I going with all this? But yeah, Pac and Ospreay are still going. Ospreay going to the top. I can't believe we're having this match right now. Thank you. This is ass and I'm okay. You say this is ass and shit. No, but it's both. It's the combo. It's got to be the whole package. It's a lot of it. Pac, Ospreay, love them both. I don't feel like this match is riveting. I don't feel like this match is super exciting right now. What do you guys think? And look, Poison Rana from the top took forever, but Will lands it. Why would you risk this guy? Look, right in. That was amazing. So, Moxley won't do better than this. Why are they doing this? They just picked up in a fucking hurry. And he gets his head taken off. Crowd not reacting to a lot. Thunder Rosa deserves better. We say the same names all the fucking time. I know one of the big podcasters out there this week facetiously threw out that he's done with it all. But I don't know if he is. But people are tired of saying the same shit over and over and over. It's the same complaints. Matches don't make sense. There are no rules. Violence for the sake of violence with real no payoff or give a fuck. Pac. Wow. Falcon Arrow on the back of Will and then just instantly puts him into the rings of Saturn. What the fuck? Willie Mack is a guy that's kind of been a bit of a journeyman, an independent wrestler in a lot of regards, worked for TNA, worked with Rich Swann. He's a good guy. He's funny. He's charismatic. And he's not happy. They don't have those. And in the ones they do have, Jose, they pull down to the middle. It's an ego thing. It's insecurity. Oh, we can't make so-and-so. It's not about one person. It's about all of us. Then nobody progresses. Will gets to his feet and back down. John Moxley can't give us a better match than this. And so doing this match with Ospreay tonight makes no fucking sense. It's the same names at the top and superstars and super dominant. Same people, rinse and repeat. Same people, rinse and repeat. 4 or 5 years. Ospreay Pac is just, oh wait. And Ospreay sneaks a win while getting dusted. Do you see the fucking problem here? They just sold us on how good Pac is, not the returning guy. Fucking idiots. Fucking dumb. Here's the aftermath. Because we can't figure out the in-ring psychology, so it's just, all right, this is how we're going to do it, and then you brawl. Because brawling solves everything. There were points in that match that were really good. There was lulls in that match that were really boring. Hidden blade, down goes Pac. But Moxley can't give you a better match than that. So you're killing your pay-per-view match. 1, here come the Death Riders. 2, and when you have Will Ospreay barely steal a win from Pac, Pac looks like the more dangerous guy. You're putting Pac over, not Ospreay. Fucking dumb. Yeah, they don't want to talk about shit. They don't want to talk at all. They just want to name call, point fingers, and run around like idiots. The fucking bullshit. I may be annoyed as fuck, but this match is fun. It got fun. I will give you that. I thought there was a lot of like, why the fuck is Ospreay out here taking some of these things? He just got back. Are you trying to break his neck again? Moxley now has a chair wrapped around Ospreay. No security, no other baby faces, no refs, no commentary, nobody. Laziness. It is just bullshit, childish booking. Will Ospreay look like a complete fucking ass in all of this? It's so dumb. The matches are fun, but they're ultimately meaningless to me. In a lot of ways, they end up being that, don't they? And now this, we've had a lot of like lully promos tonight. Meh. Like, what are we doing? It's brutal. Oh, hey. Now they're booing babyface Moxley, by the way. Again, another thing that makes complete and utter fucking nonsense. It is asinine. Ospreay still down, wearing the chair. Moxley and the Death Riders walk off. Holy fuck, they're so stupid. You either have Will Ospreay fired up and about to win, and the Death Riders help Pac get the W, or you have Ospreay go off and convincingly get a W. Getting his ass kicked and not getting much offense at the end, taking most of it, but rolling into a pin and escaping is not helping Moxley, is not helping Ospreay. And I said it, you were going to follow up this match with a women's trios match because they love putting the women on right after something epic. They can't help it. And later we get to watch Speedball beat the shit out of MJF. So that is the main event. They had not announced it. It did come up in the first segment. I don't know if they did a phenomenal job of letting me know, but maybe I just talked over it. We are in a commercial break, folks. I will take a second to remind everybody. Well, first up, Mina and the Birds are going to take on the Twisted Sisters, as I like to call them. This should be fun. I mean, again, you just have like a high octane match, and then you're going to follow it with this. I don't love it, but and then what? That takes us to almost. We got 45 minutes plus. We know we're going at least 15 on the overrun. Woo! What are we doing? Wow, I'm way behind. Tanisha, KJ, where are the inspiration who signed contracts? I am convinced Tony Khan purposely, I don't know if it's like an initiation or if it's just a choice, like welcome to the club kind of vibe. I don't know what it is, but it feels like Tony Khan signs TNA talent so WWE can't, and then buries them. And the inspiration, they showed up at a house show, granted in Australia, but they showed up on a house show. They get a match, they lose the match, they get dusted, and they're gone. Haven't seen them since. And not enough people. Again, for all the people that can dig up every little fucking nook and cranny to get dirt on certain companies, aren't talking about any of these glaring issues. The same ones that didn't report on what Ricochet had done until TMZ talked about it. Again, if it is not obvious how some of these reporters and some of these insiders cover this shit, there is nothing more glaring than this kind of stuff. It just shows how blatantly obvious the narrative is. And you want to plead innocent all you want? Fuck it, it's bullshit. How do you take Will seriously? You don't. You want to see Pac versus Moxley now. You're selling me on Pac. What the fuck was that? All right, I will take a second to remind everybody we are back tomorrow, 8:45 for TNA Impact. Anthony and Nick will be here. It's going to be a good one. We're looking forward to it. The fallout from Sacrifice and almost the go-home show for Rebellion. We're getting ready for Rebellion real fast. Quick turnaround between the shows, and it should be interesting tomorrow night. Don't forget, of course, we're here on Friday for SmackDown, but we are also here on Saturday as we go live at 6 p.m., I believe that says, for Stand and Deliver, the biggest show of the year. Stand and Deliver for NXT will stand alone, not a part of Mania weekend this year. What will that be like? We have Rebellion coming up. We have Dynasty coming up. We got Mania 2 nights in a row. We're doing a marathon on the 16th and the 17th, Thursday and Friday. We got more wrestling than anybody else. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, be a part of the show. We're getting so close to 10K, guys. Just if you could spread the word, we appreciate it. We appreciate the love. We appreciate you clicking the hearts. Comment on our videos. If we say something during the show that we don't answer, let us know. We'll try and answer it. Comment on these videos. Help the algorithm. Let's try and hit 10K. If we can get to 10K by the Raw after Mania, I'm going to be a very happy kid. But here come the Triangle of Madness. Sorry, I left the Ospreay one up. We're going to close that one. I will take a poll on this one here tonight. Now, I would say Revolution was a good pay-per-view. We talked about the criticisms of it, but it was a good pay-per-view overall. They come out of that pay-per-view, which some said was the best Revolution ever, and maybe one of the best pay-per-views they've ever done, which I think is crazy to say. And you get a show in 2 weeks ago in Dynamite that's garbage. You didn't follow up on things. You went through the motions. It was a mess. You had a horrible match with Darby. As Mina's here. The toxic spider. Mina getting a push now that Tony's out. So I wonder if that's going to be like what you were going to do with Tony, you're going to now do with Mina?
Yums.
But we'll find out. Mina. It sounds like a band. Mina and the Birds. We'll put nobody just for shits and giggles here. But get in that chat, folks. Let me know how you're feeling tonight. We are rolling as we head into the final 40-ish minutes of the show. I can't believe Pac and Ospreay is already done. It feels like, what are we doing? So Speedball fights MJF. MJF beats Speedball and then continues to beat him up. Kenny comes out. They have a bit of a spat, and then we go off the air. Right? That sounds a bit accurate. I don't know. Who the fuck is doing this? Mina and the Birds. Ladies and gentlemen, Mina and the Birds. Mina Shakira. As we start off with Mina and Thakla bumping bellies. Birds for the win. Bird. No. It is congrats to Will Ospreay. Where's the poll? The poll's there. There you go. Relax your hormones. All sky blue got some shakes.
Would you like butter on that, sir?
You can't have a good bun without the butter. I'm sorry. You just can't do it. But let's go. Brawling Birds is still a bad team name. Yeah, you know, it's an interesting choice. Brawling Birds. I get what they're going with. Um, I don't know. I mean, it's not exactly mimicking or copying, but if I knew there was a tag team out there called the Brawling Brutes, I would probably say let's not go Brawling Birds, just because, you know. But ultimately, it is what it is. You know, Brawling Birds. They're the tough British chicks. There's a lot of cheek going on. Just jiggly cheeks everywhere. What is happening? Can't even focus on the match. Good pace, though. Nice start to this one. Sky Blue kicks out at 2. That's why I sat up for this match. Finally, something to fucking get excited about around here. Jesus. Again, we complain. There's not enough yum yums on Wednesdays. They don't do it justice.
Yum yums.
This one's just, again, we kind of got it all in one segment here tonight. Just scattered with it at this moment. It's dead. Well, you just had 2 of your main event guys have it out, and you follow it up with this, and they do this to the women all the fucking time, and they don't get it. It's a bad move. It's not nice. All right, thanks, young Jeezy, throwing it out there. Windsor. So I go to a commercial. I'm getting a commercial for the Chicken Big Mac. Yay or nay? Chicken Big Mac. Anyone have a Chicken Big Mac? Yeah, it's just, I mean, I'm a fat kid. Cake. I mean, it just works. I can't help it. Cakes galore. The ass. This match is crazy. Do you think Anna Jay would be in NXT? She could be. I think there's a lot of talent. I mean, even somebody like Julia Hart, somebody, Sky Blue. I think these are all women that if they got some better training, some better coaching, some better opportunity to grow, we would see something. But I feel like everyone stays the same. I think Anna Jay would have a great opportunity. She's had good matches. She needs work in ring and on the mic, but that's where NXT comes in. So I do think there's potential there. Will she leave? Probably not. I mean, again, I think I don't know. Yeah, Chicken Big Mac. It's like 2 junior chickens on a Big Mac. Yum Jeezy. There you go. Yeah, it's not making a whole lot of noise. Windsor. You could hear a pin drop. A couple of people pointing that out. The shit got quiet as fuck. Butter them things up. Let's go. I don't mind the Pac looking super strong if you're going to have him go on a run. If not, which is likely the case, what's the point? The same thing happened with Pac and Darby. Remember, you had Pac out there like working Darby. And then it kind of branched out, and he ended up, we were more interested or more focused on Darby, Gabe Kidd. Again, I agree with you. If you're going to build Pac up, yes, let's go. But you're not. Like, and you know that. I know that. It's just not. They're running back wrestling angles that they know work or that they've seen before. But they're not using it in the right place or the right context. So, like, okay, we'll do this angle, but it doesn't really work with this particular dynamic because Moxley's involved and you're putting him on a platter for Moxley. But you want Will Ospreay to look as strong as possible. He goes 15 strong with fucking, who was it, Rocky? Was it Rocky? Who did he go 15 strong with? Who was that last week? Oh, Christian. Blake Christian. Right? You give him a nice long match with a jobber, then you bring him into this, and Pac looked way stronger than Ospreay. And you want the guy that's going to carry this company to look strong. That doesn't mean he can never get beat up, but you don't want him. Look, now we're doing the fucking. Oh my God. We're the best wrestle. A spot that we've already done tonight. We come out of commercial break and the women set up the multi-lady fucking suplex. The men did it a half an hour ago. And they fucked it up. They all fell to the side. They all went down wrong. Bird is the word. I don't even know what that means. Let's go. Yeah, a lot of people pointing out how this crowd, it looks like a bunch of incels. Oof. Books, covers. Yeah, Chicken Big Mac. I think I've touched on that twice now. But MJF it's the same. That's what ends up hurting most people. Again, if you have the mind of a goldfish and you don't care about story, you don't care about rules, you don't care about anything other than did they fall through something? Are they bleeding? Are there boobs? If that's the only thing you tuned in for, you're thrilled. You're definitely getting 2 out of 3 of those things on a weekly basis. Why is Mike Bailey why even call it an eliminator match tonight? It's every time the champion fights, it is automatically titled an eliminator match. Which back in the day, it was this thing called presumption. Like we would presume that if you beat the champion, you should have a claim to fight said champion. Tony, again, being simplistic and childish, every time the champion fights, it's either a title match or an eliminator match. And I don't get it. What are you benefiting from? Again, what are we benefiting from Speedball and MJF going one-on-one? And I believe they've done it recently. Thakla and Mina hit each other with fake forearms and fake fall. That was embarrassing. On Ospreay, they did sell the us on Ospreay being hurt before the match, which explains Pac dusting him. But Ospreay is so good, he came through. Okay. It does make it's funny because the other side of the argument is why didn't Pac beat a guy that he hurt? I think if I was going to book it based on what I saw here tonight, yeah, okay, Pac jumps him. Pac drops him on his head. Don't do the match. Right? That surgically repaired neck is in danger. And you don't even need the whole Death Rider. To me, that sends a bigger message than anything else. Or you have, again, he drops him on his head, rolls him in the ring. The ref says no match. Security comes out. The Death Riders come out, play a little fucking King of the Castle, and get some heat on the situation. But no match. Once you dropped him on his head on the apron, no moss. No moss at all. We go home. What the fuck are we doing? This match is fucking bad. They need to watch NXT. Dear Tony Khan and company, please tune in on Tuesdays. There's a lot of very strong women wrestling over there. These women were. I feel bad for the ladies because consistently the women get put in the spot that nobody else wants to be put into. Let's go. Do what he says. And Thekla and her friends. What's the point? Who's the world champion right now? Anybody? Oh, wait. The world champion's Thekla, right? Am I fucking crazy? And that's her sidekicks, correct? So what does it do for anything for Windsor to pin Julia right now? How did that help? Why not make the heel faction look strong? And if you're trying to set up a rematch between Mina and Thekla, then Thekla gets the pin. Fucking dumb. Is that not obvious? Is that not it seems so stupid? Right? This doesn't get Windsor and fucking Hater a fucking title shot. And then they hand her a microphone and we go to replay. So we go to last collision between Ciampa and Juice, I believe. Or Ace, sorry. It's Juice. Ciampa wants none of it. But do you see the dilemmas in all of this? And they're doing, like, where people talk about, I don't want to hear any fucking fan out there talk about WWE being repetitive when within the same show, they're repeating shit. They're repeating segments. They're repeating themselves. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Not sure Julia would AEW and leave her husband, Lee Johnson. Same thing, right? I mean, there's a lot of connections. Sky Blue, Kyle Fletcher. I agree with you on that. I could see Anna Jay going to NXT for extensive training, not her tour of stardom. As here's Darby. Now Darby's out here talking about the World Championship. You're a scared. You're a scaredy cat. Hey, I'm not afraid anymore. Do you hear me? Easy, Macaulay. We get it. We get it. You're not afraid. You're not scared of nothing. Come on, guys. This shit writes itself. What are we doing? Tune back out. I mean, again, no rhyme, no reason. The key components in the match aren't involved in the ending. I don't get the point of it all. Mina's on a roll, but Mina didn't do shit. Let Mina pin one of the fucking other two. Tampa and Juice next? I thought that was tomorrow. No, right? No. They're not sliding another match in here, are they? Did they just decide to have this match now? Here comes the fucking Gallows family. That's the most frustrating part about the AEW. I don't care what anyone says. There is no growth in AEW. There really isn't. So many women in AEW, if they went to WWE, they'd be superstars. Listen, you are 100% right, Rance. You look at people right now, just in the last calendar year, you have Julia come in, go to the main roster, get titles. Stephanie Vercour comes in and becomes a fucking superstar, gets pushed to the moon. Sol Ruka becomes a star. JC James become a star. Fallon's pretty close to being a star. Blake Monroe's getting better and better and better and becoming a true star. Jada Parker's on the cusp. Not counting names like Jordan Grace, who got unfortunately injured. Jade's better than she ever was. Like, the list is immense. And again, it's rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. A lot of meaningless shit for the women. And we read it out last week. There's like 40 women that haven't wrestled in over 100 days. It's fucking madness. Brody King's back out here. And he pancakes El Clone, maybe. But what is happening here? Now, Jack Perry and Darby used to hate each other. Brody King tried to kill Darby. Now, what happened to Bandito? Did they replace Bandito with Jack Perry? Oh, my God. And Nigel's just said it best. This is only going to get more complicated now. Here comes Kenny Omega again. And again, we are doing everything we can in our ability to hold back one of our biggest stars. So Darby rolls out. He goes face to face with Kenny. They're chatting a little, and Darby leaves. What is this? Yeah. But here comes Callis. I think we're going to get Darby versus Andrade at the pay-per-view. Up next, the main event. I don't even have a graphic for it. I don't care. MJF versus Speedball, folks, will be the main event. And as we head into the main event, why don't I do this? Because I haven't done it all night. We're going to do it once. Hopefully everyone out there is happy, healthy, and safe. Don't forget, we are back tomorrow. We're back on Friday. We're back on Saturday. We're here all week long. Again, I think we take like 3 days off in all of April. So strap in, strap on. We are ready for Mania season, and we got so much coming your way. But don't forget, We shirt people. That's right, folks. We shirt people. We just dropped the What Are We Doing shirt. The question I have been asking all night long. What are we doing? We also dropped the Pause for the Cause shirt as well. Go check those out. We have our Nike branded apparel, t-shirts, hoodies, you name it, we have it. We just launched a whole bunch of other merchandise and accessories. We're working on some more stuff for you guys out there. So make sure you click that link below. Go check out the store. Be a part of the family and get your stuff. If you don't want to buy it, show up during the pay-per-views, the major pay-per-views, and you have an opportunity to win some swag of your own. But we're looking forward to it. How we doing tonight, folks? I know I'm not on screen right now. Here we go. But how we doing? How we feeling? Main event. We got 22 minutes left. We got a main event. Why did Kenny come out? Why was Jack Perry and Brody King, and then we had the standoff, and nobody really explained anything, and everyone just walked away? Anybody? Anybody got a guess? I don't know what the guess is. What is happening with this show? What is really happening with this show? Honestly, what is happening? Love Kenny. Why is Kenny built like that's a great way to put it? Phone home. Yeah, okay. So is Jericho, though. They both look like fucking shaved Brian from Family Guy. What is happening? I really hate it when AEW makes no sense at all. None. Zero. Zilch. Like, what was that whole last segment there? What was that whole situation? Now, is Kenny going to go back to the dressing room and then run back out again? Or should Kenny just stay out by the ring at this point? Right. We back this weekend? Let's go. Yes, we are. Nick and I took last week with deep breath. We needed a deep breath. We're going into the heart of wrestling season. We took a much needed deep breath, and now we're ready to fucking rock and roll. Love Kenny. I just don't get what they're doing with Kenny. There's multiple. We got options. Think I just made one. Come on now. If only somebody had some original stuff, some original beats I might be able to use because they're a friend and I don't need a license. We shirt people. Let's go. The man who created the saying. We do appreciate it. The Don Callis family has more members than the NWO, corporate ministry, and New Blood, and the Magnificent Seven combined. It is fucked. Like 44 is the number I always throw out. There are so many guys doing fuck all. As we got MJF in the ring. The American hero. Ouch. As we get the big flag. Why we brought this back, eh? I'm a little. Anybody know why we might like? Kenny did stay, but Kenny said, "Fuck it, I'm wearing my shorts and that's it." Awesome shirt designs. Thank you. Why is Kenny out here looking like he just told his mom he wants more pizza rolls? Why is he talking like he's in trouble? Like, you ever talk to a kid when they know they fucked up and they just kind of look down at the ground and they don't want to make eye contact and they're like, "Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, da da da." Like, it's so funny because like he seems like a scolded child. That's why he did the American thing, because he's in Canada. Duh. Fucking right over my fucking head. You just randomly, like, situationally break out all the American stuff. Yeah, there you go. The real American fights. Just Joe. Jokes, my guy. I don't know if I read this, but Roscoe's Athena, Deanna, grizzled young vets. Like, talk about guys that could have helped as we get a jump. Another jump start. We can't have a match without a jump start. Every fucking match. Ace, Cass, Alexander, Ciampa. Nah, let's see. Leo cosplay as Demon Balor from Dollarama. Dude, he looks like the baby. Like the ball. Dude, it's driving me nuts. It's terrifying. Where are they? Yeah, I answered that one. We're not quite sure. They seem to be buried. Thank you for the super chat, Denisha. Thank you again, Spaz. Yeah, I don't get it. Like, here's Daniel Garcia. Here's Willer Yuta. Here's Hook. How about the good talent? How about those guys? You listed off a handful right there. We could do this all night. We could be here till tomorrow morning talking about all the fucking shit that is just being overlooked. And we can talk all night long just listing out and talking about the wrestlers who can't get airtime. Like, there are wrestlers under contract. You'd be shocked to know they're still under contract. Don't know why MJF came out first. Probably because of the big flag and they have to pull it down. I don't fucking know. Your guess is as good as mine. It's MJF all over Bailey on the outside. Looking at Kenny, telling him his time is up. Not the pro-American gimmick in Canada. Yeah, it's just cheesy. I'm with you. He feels stale. Feels like an old bag of chips, MDB. Just stale. Just enough flavor that you still remember what they used to be like, but they're stale enough that you don't like them. Right? Like, oh, we're in Canada. I'm in Mexico. Break out the U.S. gimmick. Like, I think what people don't understand, like some of the modern wrestlers right now, younger wrestlers, when you flip-flop your look, your gimmick, who you are all the time, then nobody can get into you. Nobody can buy into who you are. What are they chanting? Yeah, like it just, to me, like the whole pro, like the American thing, like the Canadians didn't give a fuck. Oh, look, hey, red, white, and blue, yeah. All right. Like, nobody's mad about it. It didn't garner a whole bunch of extra heat. He's struggling to do it. Kenny needs to retire. Meltzer needs to be sued for encouraging these morons to destroy their bodies. Class action. Bernard, I wish somebody, Stephen P. New, hashtag not sponsored. I wish somebody like that would step up and say, what the fuck? What are we doing? Like, you can't do this. But it is not Meltzer's fault that the morons keep doing moronic shit. Will Ospreay. I love Will Ospreay. You guys have heard me go on and on and on about the flag bearer of this company. A guy that, oh my God, big backbreaker. 2 count. Kenny is on commentary. It's painful. But, yeah, I mean, you can't really blame him. But look at Will Ospreay tonight. He comes back and instantly, Poison Rana, fucking Tope, fucking dropped on my head. It's like, are we trying to? Like, it looks like 2 guys trying to get a fake insurance claim out of their boss. Fucking nuts. Like, quick, bro, push me down the stairs. I need a week off. What are we doing? Kenny does not have a t-shirt. Kenny is sitting on commentary in a pair of shorts. You want to feel Bush League, act Bush League. And they say dress for the job you want. And apparently he is. I forgot they're in Canada. No wonder Speedball got a title shot. I guess. Big kick from Speedball. Another kick from Speedball. Another kick from Speedball. Kenny looking like somebody told him, you know you fucked up, right? He sounds like it. Shit. Kenny has no shirt. Kenny has no shirt. I'd be prompted. I can't help it. Canada's own Speedball Mike Bailey. Facts. I mean, I'll give him credit. There's a good... I feel at times, and we've seen this going into Wembley, we've seen this going into Texas, Tony Khan will throw out any fucking story he was trying to tell to suit a moment. We're in Canada, get the Canadians. We're going to Britain. Go get all the fucking Brits together. Like, what have we done? Every time. Like, fuck the story we were telling. Remember all the bullshit with Saraya? Fought to get the fucking title on to Saraya, who was a heel, who got cheered and celebrated with her family in the ring as a heel on your pay-per-view. Again, it's like he's so just simplistic, so just mono-focused on everything. Oh, we're in England. It doesn't matter. Just give me all the British guy. We don't care how we got there. We don't need a story. We don't need an angle. We don't need a build. Any fucking fan out there dare talking about Gunther and Seth Rollins build. I don't want to hear shit. Love the MJF flag. I got no issue with it. I just either do it or don't do it. Randy Orton announces that the mystery individual will appear on. Is that true? Oh, shit's going down. Spaz going to the top. There's a murmur to the crowd. I wouldn't say a buzz. Bailey going up, and MJF rolls out, says, fuck this. Yeah, he really does. It's fucking crazy. Now, I mean, can you pivot that into something sellable? I don't know. Hard to say. Oddball. Kendall Grave is better than the AEW women's division. Facts. I don't even know how to argue that. Yeah, I mean, all I can do is agree again, Rance. Like you've been on fire all night, but I mean, the list of women on NXT that would be in the tops of AEW is insane, and I would happily sit down and battle and debate anybody on that one. Like there's just a slew of women. You don't get the quality of wrestling on Wednesdays from women that you do on Tuesday. Like we had a match tonight, it was okay. Couple clunky spots, couple things. Ending doesn't really make sense. The crowd's not into it because you just sandwiched it in between two main event matches. But then you tune in on Tuesday and they're fucking cooking. This is awesome broke out because we did a Spanish fly, a standing Spanish fly. Clearly, Kenny is going to interrupt this match because he don't have a shirt on while doing commentary. It looks stupid. I would agree. Put a shirt on, preferably one where we're trying to sell. But again, that's not really a priority here. Pretty cool. Canada will have an astronaut be one of the first people ever to see the dark side of the moon. So cool. Top 5 album. But by the way, a classic, absolute fucking banger album. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty crazy. How do I mean, yeah, there's something about space travel that I'm just kind of like, there's a lot of cool shit down here. I don't know what to tell you, but yeah, it's pretty fucking nuts. What will they find on the dark side of the moon? Hopefully a transformer. Speaking of Demon Balor, I'm starting to get scared that we won't get the Demon for Mania. Not having more story build for Dom and Finn on Monday seemed like an odd choice. Taped promo and Dom on commercial. Nothing has given us the indication that we are, right? And I know the fans want it. I also know Finn has been publicly resistant to it. We'll see what happens this week. I mean, we got a very little bit of time to kind of figure that out. I wouldn't rule it out, but they haven't leaned into it yet. But I also think it's one of those things that, like on a go home show or the week before the go home show, so this Monday, that's your chance to kind of like cliffhanger it a little bit. If you kind of tease it a little too early, maybe you ruin the fun of holy shit, it actually happened. But maybe I'm wrong. Leo Rush is more evil mini-me. He's fucking nuts. Tomorrow, there's an 8-man tornado tag. OC, Roderick Strong, Mystico, and Kevin Knight against the Death Riders. Oh, no. Well, part of the Death Riders. I don't fucking know what they just did. What happened with Bunny? Bunny had a falling out with AEW and went back to TNA. They are putting Decay back together, and huge pop. We've now had Crazy Steve and Jessica Havoc. They had crazy times, but Bunny's back there doing her thing. Starboy Charlie makes his Evolve debut. They were promising more debuts in. We've seen a lot Evolve talent move up. So yeah, Starboy Charlie comes in, awesome. Aaron Rourke is good. So yeah, let's go. But we go to pitcher and pitcher. I'm getting another chicken Big Mac commercial, and Bailey down holding his neck, MJF down next to him. KJ, is it just me or your merch entrance reminds me of Groupie by Snoop Dogg? Snoop Doggy Dogg. It's not that, because I don't want to get sued by Snoop, but I could see where you're going. It's in there. It's close. It's got that funk vibe. There's a couple jams that I could kind of compare it to. But good ear, James. That's for Boston. MJF says things like Canada sucks. How edgy. I know, right? Like, oh no, we suck. It doesn't really hit the way it should. And again, you see him like last week, you see him the week before, no Canadian, no American flag. Then he throws the stuff on, and it's not, again, you think the Canadians are sitting there like, fuck this guy. No, they're just like, lame, loser. Dom and Finn should be a series. They built up for a year and a half. One match isn't enough. That's true. And we don't know that it's going to be one match, right? So, but you're getting a Mania match. You're building towards Mania match, and that you do need to happen. Kendall Gray is better than the AEW Women's Division Facts. Nair. I said MJF has reached the ceiling. He needs a new gimmick. The Devil gimmick's stale. The American Rebel gimmick tired, and I think this to be continued. All right. I keep watch for KJ Frankie. Oh, there you go. I don't think I will continue to watch AEW in 2026. Listen, other people are giving up on it. And I think the one thing, for a long while, people talked about like you only talk shit about AEW because you get clicks. You're hard on AEW for the clicks. Like, corny. Right here. What's up? Song of the day. I like that. I gave up on AEW like corny. So corny, for those who don't know, we're on his podcast, and they did their AEW review, which has been a fucking key component, a linchpin, if you will, of that entire show is his AEW reviews. One of the biggest reasons I tune in to hear what he takes. I always like doing what we do live because I don't get to plan it out or reverse or pause or take a break. We're just here doing it. And I'm really always curious to see how similar other people's opinions are or how different. But Courtney said, fuck it, I don't know if I can keep doing this anymore. Just, go back and watch my other reviews, hit play, and it will sound like every review we do is the same. And I get it. I feel it. You become fatigued of, and again, they don't seem to give a flying fuck. But now if you start losing the critics, you start losing people like Jim Cornette. Like, there's a large wrestling audience out there that the only thing they know about AEW is what Jim Cornette tells them. But if he stops telling them shit, they don't even know that. Like, again, you're getting down to this base level, small niche pocket of the sickos that are just on their own planet, on their own island. The company does no wrong. They've all decided that they work for AEW somehow. And maybe a lot of these accounts do actually somehow work for AEW. One way bought or not. But it just seems like insanity. You're watching everything disintegrate right before our very eyes, and we're being told, no, not true. All emotion, yeah. All emotion wrestling is speedball up, speedball down. Not super into this match either, guys. Snapdragon from Speedball to MJF. Are there any women on current AEW roster that could excel in NXT or WWE right away? AEW, the main roster, not many. And I'll really think hard about that, to be honest. But I think Thekla, we talked about Anna Jay, we talked about Megan Bayne. Basically, if you're in the women's division AEW, you would benefit from NXT because you'll get booked, you'll be highlighted, and if you're good, you'll you'll get promoted for it. You don't tell me that works on a merit system. You bring in talent like Lyons, who's been there for like 4 years now, and she's watched everyone pass her by. If it was just a matter of succession, she would be up where she needs to be. But, Vakur gets hot, she gets called up. Jordan comes in, she's over, gone. Roxy did her thing, she's gone. Like, Roxy could have signed with AEW. Roxy was here. And look where she is now. But it took some time. And I think almost every single individual, there are only a handful of people, in male or female, that I think leave AEW and go right to the main roster in WWE. Why doesn't Kenny have a Winnipeg Jets jersey on? Yeah, right. Rep, do something. KJ, have you ever had Darby versus Andrade ever one-on-one? I never thought we would really get it. I know in the past that Andrade tried to buy Darby. I know it sounds weird, right? But again, it feels a little rinse and repeat because before Andrade went away, there was an issue with Darby, and we're right back where we started. He did say it. Now I think he was a little like I think that butters his bread too much. I think a lot of people tune in to kind of get his take on AEW. Granted, he doesn't say a whole lot of good things about WWE either. So, Heat Seeker, and it's over as he stares down Kenny. Flat ending. We're actually ending with 2 minutes on the clock. That is rare. Kenny staring at him. Kenny looks like he's fallen into a comatose state. Jesus Christ. Right? I'm intrigued with Andrade versus Darby at Dynasty. It could be a good match. Again, we talk about it. We load up the pay-per-views. Who gives a fuck about the build? The pay-per-views are where the money's at. If Kenny had a Blue Bombers CFL football jersey on, that would show do something. Why don't they have cool t-shirts for the cities they're in? Or why do you have like a Kenny Omega, but a Canadian logo, a little red and white on the cleaner or whatever? I don't think I'll ever give up on AEW or WWE. I'll always be a wrestling fan. That would be like me stop watching the Bruins. I'm with you on that, dude. All right, I'm fucking in my 40s sitting here talking to y'all about how much I love this shit. It's craziness. I'm no fair weather fan. Eventually, I like it again. It always goes through its ebbs and flows. My issue with WWE is I feel like no one's ever going to give it a fair shake ever again. So it's hard to kind of gauge sometimes. And I feel with AEW, our buddy Rance brought it up, like just progression. It lacks progression. So again, maybe just being a mature adult, I need stimulate. I need to be excited about what's going on. And it's just too much meh. This whole show was meh. So Kenny, tends to speedball. MJF runs away again. And is this how we end? Mike Bailey looks actually seriously hurt. The ref's yelling out, it's his neck. Kenny doesn't seem concerned at all. I look over at the peanut gallery and they agree. The medical stuff. Kenny doesn't look anywhere near concerned enough for this to be even remotely possibly true. We all know MJF is capable of, but facts are facts. Yes, he is stale. It's the old saying, to have good heroes, you need good villains. To have good villains, you need good heroes. And I think MJF lacked good heroes for too long. So now he's mastermind, right? Like he's got all these great ideas, but it never works out, right? I'll get you next time, Gadget. Like, okay, we don't believe you. We know how the cartoon ends. The claw. Okay, so Bailey gets up. They tell each other, you're going to win the belt. No, you're going to win the belt. And we got out at 10:01. Where's my button? 10:01. That's the biggest pop of the night. The show is out at 10:01. Unbelievable. I am thrilled, shocked, and happy. What's happening? Kenny is definitely hot. Come on. How many gummies did he eat before he go out there, bro? He is just not. When they showed him, MJF staring at him with intensity, and Kenny just fucking off. And I'm sorry, I've been high enough to know what that looks like, and that looks like that. Just out of it, even when you can't keep your concentration on what's happening. No overrun. I won't even penalize him for the 45 seconds. No overrun. And there's a flat fucking ending to the show, though. Right? Dun-dun. All right, ladies and gentlemen, AEW Dynamite has gone off the air. That is another show. Let me know how you feel about it in the chat. We take a rating out of 10 for every single show. This one to me was very frustrating. And I think overall, because a couple of the things that were announced, I felt we got, underachieved. And again, the placement of everything is so fucked up that I really struggled with the show this week. This would be the third, not great Dynamite in a row. I know there's fans out there that never show up and say anything to your face, but that are going to say this was amazing. Pac and Ospreay was a good match of the night. Yes. The way the show opened, you brought Jericho back, but you botched it. Jericho's back. Jericho shows up in Winnipeg. But you can't tell me the opening of that show wasn't a botch. And it kind of fucked it up. You saw my reaction. And you all know how I feel about Jericho. So Jericho popping up would have been big, but it was so kind of fucked up with the botchiness of Shivani and the pyro. It got lost. He says his couple words. He leaves. We have a contract signing. The contract signing was lackluster. Didn't really zip. We've been watching Roman and Punk, Randy and Cody, Drew and Jacob. You see all these verbal battles, these jousters of the tongue showing up and, just going toe to toe. And then you see Kenny MJF. It ain't the same. That's recess. This is big league. I'm sorry. I really am. Like, it's not the same. Then a lot of messy shit, right? Like having the contract signing set up, even though Jericho came out, then Kenny goes from a contract signing for a main event match at a pay-per-view to a nothing trios match. People are mad that Jelly Roll was all over Friday. I'm mad that I saw so much speedball tonight. I really am. And then we just kept going, and then there was a big lull. Then we get the fucking top of the hour with Pac and Ospreay, but I didn't really love how that match played out. Of course, the Death Riders come out, more jumpings, more beatings, and then, I feel like you're pulling Ospreay down instead of lifting him up. Jon Moxley will not be able to outdo that match that he had with Pac. And that wasn't even the best Pac Ospreay match could be. So, yeah, I'm torn. The main event was lackluster. The crowd was dead for the women because you put them right on after Ospreay and Pac. So, yeah, I mean, a lot of mess, a lot of confusion, a lot of bad stories, a lot of fucking nothing, a lot of just shit. That was nothing. No overrun. That is crazy. That's the biggest April Fool's ever. 6 out of 10. That's being nice. Tonight sucked. It just feels, am I wrong? It just feels uninspired. It feels like it lacks anything cool. That was AEW, the cool, young, hip brand. The brand for a fan, by fans. Or for fans, by a fan. Whatever the fuck it is. You had that opportunity. And it doesn't feel it. It feels flat. It all feels flat, disappointed. Kenny's light shrug had me. He just like the ref's like looking at him. Oh, it's his neck, and Kenny's just like running his hand through his hair. Oh, okay. All right, what do you want me to do? I'm not a doctor. I'm high as fuck, bro. Like, I don't know what to tell you. MJF is a lounge singer singing the same songs. That is beautiful, my friend. That is on point. Like, that is exactly what MJF feels like. Right? He feels just showing up every night in the same set, the same jokes. I'm here all week. Try the veal. Right? Take my wife. No, really, take her. That's what it feels like. Oh, we're going to be in Canada? Throw on the red, white, and blue. It didn't sting us as much as you thought it was going to, bro. It's just a trope that you've done before. We need some consistency out of you. But you also need, who's going to push MJF back? You lost Punk. You lost Cody. Who's going to stand in the ring with MJF and really put him on his heels? This is what happens when you treat your program like it's fake. You can't tell me this is where the best wrestle and it looks and feels so pretend. That is my struggle right now with this product. I want to see good wrestling. And I don't care what anyone tells me because they have to show up with receipts. But AEW Dynamite has been the weakest show in 2026 in the first 4 months. 3 months. We just got to April. But I'm predicting the future. Right? Like, am I wrong? Like, inconsistent? I'm not saying they haven't had any good shows, but since Revolution, everyone agreed that was one of the worst Dynamites ever. The one after Revolution. Last week sucked, and this week was slightly better than last week. I've ever seen. I want to see first ever matchup one day between Darby and Omega. That's never happened. That's shocking. I'll be in. 7 out of 10. Rolling. Okay. Dynasty feels much flatter than Revolution right now. It does. I mean, part of like you go 3 months with no pay-per-view, and then you have like 3 in a row really quick. I don't know why we can't spread that out. Plan better. I don't know. 6.5. Kenny doesn't give a shit. He didn't look like he gave a shit. 3 out of 10. 6.5 out of 10. Love, no runovers. I almost should give a bonus point the fact that it ended at 10 o'clock tonight. That is fucking miraculous. 5.5 out of 10. I really enjoyed the Jericho part, and I thought the contract signing was terrible start to start, but it went off the rails from there big time. Yeah, I'm at a 5. I'm slightly below you. I'm above MDB. That sounds terrible. We're gonna pause on all of that. I'm gonna go 5 on the button, like just enough to get by. I didn't. There was a big chunks of the show I didn't hate. What I did find in myself tonight was I was very uninterested, very disengaged. I'd much rather talk to you guys about movies or something else, or just kind of chit chat about other things going on in wrestling. I was very uninterested in what was being provided to me tonight. Jericho, to Jericho's credit, Jericho's a pro. Jericho, when he got in the ring, he wanted more noise. He called for it. He got it. When they got quiet again, he called for it. He got it. Now I'm really curious to see how they react to Jericho in the States. I want to know when he gets to the States how they feel about him in AEW. For all the AEW fans that turn their back on Jericho, what do you say now? Do you still feel like he shouldn't be there, or do we move the goalposts again? I don't know. That's a very good question. The contract signing just wasn't it. It's not good enough, not compelling enough. The speakers aren't delivering well enough. It's not exciting. It just lacks. It lacks. 6.5 out of 10 from Richard. They're starting to tape Collision now. Yes, they will. And Collision will be tomorrow. I wish they would do some live collisions. I really do. What a shame. Crabs are alternate. Yeah, I mean, I would love another strong. Like, I wish Tony would do it right. That's why I criticize as much as I do. It's why I critique the way I do, is because I want a strong competitor so that when the WWE is sucking bag, I can change the channel or wait for a Wednesday and go, oh, this is good. But then I get a boring Monday, I get a good NXT, and then I get a shit Dynamite. And now I'm sitting here going, Impact and SmackDown, you're my only hope. Somebody save me. I want the wrestling to be good. I want the wrestling to be enjoyable. We all spend a lot of time invested in pro wrestling, for better or for worse. I want it to be good. It's more fun that way. Yeah, it's crazy. Like, dead ass shocked. Like, on point rants. What the fuck are we doing? But it even felt like maybe Speedball did get a bit of a stinger. Like, maybe he tweaked his net, whatever, because I even felt like the match kind of ended earlier than we anticipated. Like, I said we got 2 minutes on the clock. Oh my God, what is going to happen? And they went, good night. Right? MJF, it was such a flat ending to the show. So let me get this straight. Corny said he is done with AEW, and then the very next show, they go off the air on time. Yeah. Yeah, it just says a fuck you, Jim. I love that. 2 out of 10 from Paul. Jericho came back with not much crowd love and didn't say much. I don't mind him being like, if he had come out and given a 10-minute speech and then you did the contract signing, you're in a pickle. So less is more for Jericho. I think him coming back and saying I'm home, fine. Him in Winnipeg, I thought had a decent response. I'm not going to say that not much. They weren't singing the way they used to, or it wasn't being picked up on the mic the way it used to. But to Jericho's credit, he plays the crowd. When he didn't want that to be a flat moment where everyone's talking about like nobody cared. So Jericho got them to kind of get up and care a little bit. 6.5, 5.5 out of 10. I wish Jericho would teach more of the wrestlers in AEW, like a Kenny Omega. Sell to the crowd. That's actually, if I'm ever going to say something nice about the Bucks, that is one thing they do really well. Between their moves, they will tell the crowd to fucking cheer. If you're our fans, get up. Ah! And the fans, oh shit, yeah. Like they actually do that. Like guys do. As baby faces, they'll throw to the crowd. Like, come on, you need more of that. Yeah, it's crazy. TNA Impact Wrestling tomorrow. We're looking forward to it as we always do. Well, in other news, I'm making frappes. Let's go. Make me one, bro. Let's go. What you got? But lots going on. I will get to that. We will wrap this one up. I will tap out tonight. Tongue jousting. You heard me. I'm going to do some tongue jousting the minute I get off this fucking stream. Ricochet is losing a lot now. He sucks. And if you, again, just like MJF we talked about, if you're going to be the world's biggest asshole, it's got, you know what made those characters who were complete assholes work? They won some shit. They got W's. Right? Great. If fucking, you pick a name from history, you take a villain and then never fucking does anything that isn't really a threat, they're meaningless. And Ricochet's meaningless. So he can shit on everybody for their disorders or their shortcomings in life. But this guy has everything on a silver platter right there for him. And he's shitting the bed. And thank God there's a guy like Tony to stop him and put a safety net under him and catch him when he falls. Because he's shit right now. And it's not translating to wins. He lost his fucking title on a battle royal. One of these guys that are supposed to be one of the top wrestlers in the world, can fly around like no other. Out here taking pins by the number one contender who's going on to fight the world champion. Makes no sense. You didn't even pin him by the guy that wants to wrestle that took his belt. Why has there not been a direct and clear amount of revenge? Ricochet, the heel, lost his belt to Jack Perry in a battle royal. He has two big thugs. Go get them, boys. I want my belt back. No, I'm going to eat an L to Kenny tonight and then fight someone else next week. It's fucking dumb. And again, he can run his mouth all he wants, but the man out here shooting blanks. The only match that kept my interest was, facts, 6.5. You're not wrong at all. I do appreciate hearing that once in a while. Let's go. Ricochet is a jobber. That's why his skill set almost guarantees he will be forever Dolph Ziggler. I think there's something you could work with Ricochet. They just don't know how to do it, and Ricochet doesn't know how to do it. TK should have a tag team to inspire us. They can even call them the Inspiration. Funny, right? All right. 3 out of 10. There you go. AEW 5 out of 10. I'm there. I'm with a 5. The AEW champagne is burnt. The bubbly is empty. We've bubbled over. Good night, Nightmare. Rants has a big problem, and it's gotten to the point where it's not funny. Seriously, our voices need to be loud. But unfortunately, I genuinely believe TK don't give a fuck. Either TK does not give a fuck, or that he's so insulated by all the sickos and the Meltzers that he genuinely thinks he's fucking killing it. He needs to get through the weeds. He needs to knock down. Look, it was reported this week, and the last thing I'll say before I get the fuck out of here, we know, Tony's gonna go and do like the Russo coach thing. So he agrees. I'm gonna be a man of the people. I'm gonna go on a podcast, but I'm gonna pick two guys that hate my competitor more than I do. So it's not going to be like a Hawaii fucking interview where you're getting some hardballs at you. This is going to be a circle jerk. TK needs to get away from the yes men and the sickos, and he needs to look around and take some shit in, because either he doesn't give a fuck or he doesn't get it. And you guys decide. I don't know what it is. At times it genuinely thinks he doesn't have it seems like he doesn't have a fucking clue. And at other times it seems like he doesn't care. He really genuinely doesn't give a fuck. He books for himself. And if he's happy, that's all that matters. It's his $1 billion. He'll do what he wants with it. Na boo boo. But if he wants to be a mainstream competitor of the WWE, he better open his fucking eyes and realize a world exists beyond the sickos. And taking advice from a guy like Dave Meltzer is only bearing your fucking company. You need to take your head out of your ass or whatever ass it's stuck in and start making this make sense. The shows aren't even formatted well. We're worried about booking, storylines, angles, and the show is not even formatted well. The fuck are we doing? What I learned tonight, Jericho still has inverted moves, jokes. MJF is still pulling the same boring shit for cheap heat. Kenny looks like E.T. Tony still doesn't know how to structure a show. Lame. Facts. 8 out of 10. Is it the 8 out of 10 for the show? Either that's too high for Dynamite or too low for me. I'm just kidding. 0-3 since Revolution. Jokes. Smash that like button. Jericho on the show. That saved it today. Not really. That's a bold statement. The women still getting crumbs. Tony Storm is MIA. TK isn't investing in other women. The women's tag team division was a joke. Why did you start a division not to book it? Why wouldn't you book it if you created it? I created this, but I don't want to use it. What the fuck are we doing? AEW has a big problem. Got that one. All right, folks, I appreciate all of you guys. I love you. If I didn't click on your message, I am Wednesday's awful. Growing too many gray hairs. I mean, dude, let's not even talk about it. But let's go, Geekbox. I think that would kill me. 3 Xbox out of 10 flip-flops, jokes. 2 bones or $1.99. Thank you, sir. Don't know about you guys, but I had a great time. I always have a great time here. I have a great time hanging out with y'all. I do appreciate it. I got nothing but love. Frappes and jousting. That's where we're going. Let's go. Let's go. Everyone I've seen started the show asking what the fuck the pyro was about. It's true, though. Again, I mean, I called it out right away. And sometimes I'm thinking, like, did I look at the screen and look back and miss something? No, they botched it. Like, it didn't happen the way it was supposed to. And it did stomp on Jericho's initial, you're the reaction king, Geekbox. My reaction to Jericho is not great. It's not like, oh my God, he's here. It was very much like, what? Oh, Jericho. Like, fuck. They botched it. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I'm warm. I'm sweaty. I'm tired. I'm going to say goodnight. I wish the show was better. I wish I had more good things to say. But at the end of the day, he has a bloated roster. He has shit that he will not book. Roster leads to gaining momentum and then being taken off TV in months. It's not good. It's not good. And at some point, somebody up there said he doesn't care. But I've said this a long time ago. There's a video in our video section on this channel. I talk a lot about the sickos need to stop enabling this. They got to get vocal. Like, if you really get excited about Kenny or Will or Ricochet, whoever, and we watching them like getting buried. People have no problem complaining about LA Knight's horrible booking. What about half the roster's horrible booking? But anyway, I'm done. I keep saying I'm done, and I keep staying. You guys keep chatting. I love it. I appreciate it. That's it. We are here on Saturday for Stand and Deliver. Can't wait. That one's jacked. And then, of course, tomorrow night, the boys have you for TNA as they have the fallout from Sacrifice, as they're getting ready for Rebellion, and lots going on in TNA. I'm sure we're going to talk a lot about Danny Luna and more. But that's it, folks. That is the show. If you're going to have some toast.
Would you like butter on that, sir?
And this one is actually burnt tonight. But on behalf of Anthony, on behalf of Big Nick, I'm Mr. Every Night, KJ White. Have a good night. I'll see you on the flip side.